Hello, Internet. How's everyone this evening? It's a while. It's been a while. I think it's been like a month since I streamed. I apologize. Got some stuff going on. Had to put my dog down. Made me sad. Didn't really feel like streaming. Just didn't really feel like it. Yeah, Scarlett doesn't even know what's going on. She forgot that I did this type of thing. Yeah, I had a German Shepherd, a 15-year-old. Well, Scarlett wants to say hi, apparently. She is the star of the show, so come on, at least come up and say hi to everybody. But just paw me. All right, I got her a little sweater because she gets cold. All right, can you go lay down? How is everybody? So, yeah, I had to put down my German Shepherd. She was 16 years old, and she was having some serious issues. I probably should have put her down sooner, and I was probably keeping her alive more for me than for her. And I really realized that when I took her to the park for the last time, and I had to carry her over to the grass. She couldn't even walk over there. So it was definitely time. I'd been helping her in and outside to go to the bathroom every couple of days, every day. Every time she had to go in and out to the bathroom, I had to help her out. I had to wrap a towel around her abdomen and kind of hold up her back legs. Yeah, it was bad. So I was kind of bummed. Didn't really feel like streaming, so I haven't. Terry Wallace, Casey Martin, nice to see you. If you guys are here, jump in the chat, say hi. You know, it helps my self-esteem. Well, enough sad stuff. We got plenty of things to get into. I mean, so much stuff has happened in the last month. I don't even really know where to start. And it's funny, my voice. Apparently, you gain voice strength through streaming, through talking for 2 hours on end, and I just haven't been doing it that often. So I notice when I have long conversations with my friends on the phone that my voice just starts getting tired, and yeah, that's been happening lately. So I may not go that long tonight. I'm probably just going to try to keep it to an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and let my voice catch back up to things. But yeah, how is everybody? Hope everyone's well. Grumpy as hell. Nice to see you. Thank you, Christmas tree. It's a funny name, Grumpy as hell. I hope you're not. I hope you're happy. It's Christmas, you guys. Aren't you excited? In Northside, you thought I died in the tornado. That's funny. Yeah, that's one of the first clips I have pulled up for my California block. I'm only going to talk about two things tonight. We're going to talk about all the freaking drone drama and talk about a bunch of California issues that I want to get into. And the tornado clip is like the first thing I have pulled up. It's crazy. Tornado, Scotts Valley, which is like 4 miles from me. And yeah, it's weird. We don't get tornadoes in California too often. We get like 12 a year. They're always like EF0s or EF1s, and they're usually out in the Central Valley, the North Central Valley. And we got one up here in the Santa Cruz Mountains, which is weird. In Scotts Valley, yeah, technically a valley, but it's in the mountains. It's a mountain valley. So it's very weird, close to the ocean. It's only like 5 miles from the beach, so 6 miles, something like that. Yeah, very weird. I flipped over some cars, caused some damage to power lines, but nothing crazy. I think it ended up being an EF1, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I mean, I drive through that intersection where all the damage happened. I drive through there like almost daily, so it's just bizarre. I'm glad I wasn't there. Actually, no, I kind of wish I was nearby so I could have got footage, but there's plenty of people with footage out there. So, all right, folks, let's get into some UAP drama. Or okay, it's not UAPs, but that was the whole freaking talk when all this stuff began, the drones, because it's been happening since like November. Pete Grabber, nice to see you. Why am I only seeing the Rumble chat? I should be seeing the YouTube chat as well. If you guys are over on YouTube, say something. If you guys are over on X, maybe put something in the chat so I know it's working. It'd be appreciated. Casey Martin, no, it's not the weather machine. That's a bunch. It's so funny because you get people saying like it's HARP, it's geoengineering, and then you get people saying it's climate change. And I'm just like, no, it's tornado. It's just, we get crazy weather up here in the Santa Cruz Mountains. We had, 2 winters ago, I think it was, we had crazy rain that led to like the highest water levels in the San Lorenzo River that have happened in decades, since like the 80s. And yeah, it was flooding, like serious flooding. And like a month after that, we got snow, and not just like the snow that kind of happens and it melts 10 minutes later. We had snow on the ground for like a day and a half, 2 days. It was bizarre. And I went up, all the roads were closed leading up anywhere high. So I decided to go, I started off trying to run, and then I realized that was futile. So I just turned it into a hike, and I started hiking up this place in Boulder Creek called Three Pole. If you guys know, it's behind the cemetery. Very hard, steep hike. It's only like 3 miles up, not even 3 miles up, but it's like 1,000 feet of elevation gain up like, 2.5, 3 miles. And when I got up to about 2,000 feet, I was waist deep in snow. It was insane. So we just get crazy weather out here. I'm not going to say it's any geoengineering crap, or, definitely don't think it's climate change. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe it is. They turned on the HART machine and they aimed it at the Santa Cruz Mountains. I don't think that's the case. I think we just had a weird, freaky tornado. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get into some drone stuff, shall we? Because that's been all the talk lately. All these drones over New Jersey. Seems every single night around sundown. It's not just one. It's multiple drones just kind of appearing. They're saying they're coming off the coast. They're coming off the water. And they're large. These aren't just, hobbyist drones that are like, the size of a football or something like that. These are... People are reporting anywhere from 6 feet to 16 feet. And they found one in New York today that apparently I think came down on a naval base. And the New York police have pictures of it. I have a video of it. And it's rather large. It's, probably 6 feet wide, 6 feet in diameter. It's kind of like circular shaped. It's not a quadcopter. And the speculation is on those that's not a hobbyist drone, but it's also not a government drone. It's a drone that's meant to carry like heavy video equipment, like heavy, big 4K cameras that are, like pan tilt zoom cameras that can go in a 360 circle. And anyway, yeah. So let's jump over to let's go to this quick clip it's from NBC, but let's just see what they're saying about it, shall we? Let's see. Johnny KO, what's up, man? Happy holidays to you as well. Yeah, if you guys are over, I'm only seeing the Rumble chat, which is weird. So if you guys are over on X, or if you're on YouTube, maybe just throw like a thumbs up in the chat so I know it's working over there. Also, if you don't mind, tap that thumbs up button, give the show a like, share with all your friends, all that kind of thing. That's how the show grows. Even though I haven't done one in a month, I'm going to try and do one. I always say I'm going to try and do one like tomorrow and stuff like that, so I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I would like to do one every day. I'm going to be starting with a new company soon, so that won't be able to happen, but that won't be till January 6th, ironically, is my start date. So I'm going to try and do as many live streams as I can in the next few weeks here. Maybe I'll even do a Christmas night stream since don't have any plans. All right, folks, let's go over to NBC, or is it ABC? Oh, CBS. I apologize. And see what they are saying about the whole drone situation, shall we? So, Hallucinate, Steve Stellock. Nice to see you. Thank you. Appreciate it, you guys, over on YouTube. I wonder if the X chat. Nobody really chats too often on the X chat, but we'll let it play out. See how it works. Glad things are working though. Nice to see you again, Hallucinate. I haven't talked to you in a while. All right, let's see what they have to say over here on NBC News Now.
FBI is now getting involved in an investigation into these mysterious, apparently small car-sized drones that people are spotting flying over New Jersey in the middle of the night. Look at this. One woman there took the video you're seeing. So that's it. It looks like it's flying pretty low. And from that perspective, it looks very large, right? And all those lights in the sky that you see there, see those lights? Those are apparently drones as well, they say, seeming to fly in a V formation.
And a lot of people are saying these look like airplanes, and some people are very well thinking airplanes are drones, but these particular drones apparently are they're like a, I'm actually go back to that other one. they are more of they're not like the quadcopter design. They're not like fixed propeller. They apparently the wings change. They can take off like a drone and then fly like a plane, kind of like an Osprey. You know, the Osprey plane that is notoriously bad, but it can take off like a helicopter, and then the propellers change to their forward facing, and then they can fly much faster. So and the wings are kind of angled back. So that's why they look like an airplane, but they're way smaller. So that's the speculation anyway. They got red and blue lights.
With the whole saga stressing people out nearby.
We're all completely unnerved. I didn't sleep last night. When I would get up and look out my window at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., they were still hovering. I got up at 5:30 this morning and they were still there. As the sun was starting to rise, they went back in the same direction they came from. And I expect they'll be back as soon as the sun goes down tonight.
Let's bring in Tom Winter. What's up with the mysterious drones, Tom?
Right, Allie. Well, not to go all Scully and Mulder on us here.
Do it.
Law enforcement is concerned about this. They have put out a statement, the local sheriff's office and local prosecutor's office in Morris County. So Morris County, New Jersey, pretty much the kind of the center of where this activity has been occurring, along with Somerset County. So they're about an hour-ish west of here. Don't throw things at your screen. I know that it could be double that amount of time given traffic, but just to give folks a sense of where we are and referring to New York City. As far as the size of them, multiple eyewitnesses have reported, and obviously we've seen the video here, you've just pointed it out, the size of these. It's not quite clear to law enforcement that they are car-sized at this point, but they do not appear to be kind of the homemade type that would fit on a desk. Whether or not they're the kind that would fit in a garage, well, that's going to be a bigger question. They really want the evidence here, Hallie. They want to be able to get their hands on this or know where they are flying from in an effort to try to figure out, okay, who's doing this, what are they about, and what are they specific?
See, look at that, though. There's like a dozen of them. So it's certainly weird. Johnny Chaos sniffing for radiation activity. That's what people are speculating. We'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, it's the thing that's freaking people out so much, or weirding people out so much, is the fact that the government is saying, yeah, we don't know what they are, but, you know, we can't shoot them down because they don't pose a threat. There's no way the government doesn't know what these are. And the fact that they're claiming they don't makes everything even more suspicious. So naturally, it forces us to come up with our own speculation of what's actually happening. So all of us tinfoil hat wearing weirdos are going to start, we're going to come up with all sorts of off the wall shit. And that's exactly what's happening. So government should really come out and say what's going on, unless, and that's why the whole radiation thing sort of makes sense, because if the government says, yeah, you know, what's worse for them to say, yeah, we don't know what's going on, or, oh yeah, don't worry about those drones that are in the skies every night. They're just searching for radioactive material that we can't find. Like, I think the just not saying what's actually going on would freak people out less. So that explanation sort of makes sense. But I mean, who knows? Who knows what the hell is going on?
Specifically looking at, but officials in New Jersey stress, look, there's no indication at this point that they're a threat to the public. We'd certainly like to know what's going on, and they are encouraging people to call these in.
Why would the FBI be getting involved in this here?
Great question. So the airspace is the FBI's domain. So when the FAA sees something that is a potential violation of federal law as it pertains to the skies, that's a time where the FBI would get involved. And certainly if we're talking about multiple counties, or we're talking about something that could have come from outside of New Jersey, perhaps from Pennsylvania, perhaps from New York State, or the water, they want to have the ability to kind of expand this investigation. And I spoke to them just before speaking with you tonight, and they are looking for people to give them some tips and to kind of coordinate the response to this. Also figure out what are they actually looking at. There are a couple of military sites in the area, but it's not clear yet that that's necessarily the focus of what these drones are about. But they're definitely keeping an eye on the situation. You know, there have been a number of reports of these unidentified aerial phenomena, Hallie, across the country and on the West Coast. So, the government is concerned about this.
We really don't have any clues? Because right now it feels like this is so bizarre. The TLDR is like large drones fly over towns all night in the middle of the night and nobody knows where they're from. Like that's really, we really don't have any little like signals. Maybe it's so-and-so or whatever company or something.
I am not holding anything back from you. Nobody has whispered anything from me. I am promising you. And by the way, the Morris County Airport that's closest to all this, close to Bedminster, New Jersey, where Donald Trump's golf course is, where he is often, you know, Hallie, from experience covering the Trump administration, that they are certainly aware of potential aerial threats. This is an important airport. It's close to New York City. So it's not as if they're watching these drones kind of fly off into the night and just saying, oh, well, maybe we'll call somebody someday. Like, this area is familiar with it.
Wow, see, now a whole new tinfoil idea just popped into my brain, and I don't even know if I want to say it because it sounds ridiculous, but the idea just sort of popped into my brain. I mean, if I don't want to say it. If a foreign actor, a bad actor, wanted to have some sort of attack on someone, whether it be the president, the incoming president, a certain site, and they wanted to do an attack with a drone, well, what if you normalized drones flying around all over the place, then slipping in a drone that actually has nefarious purposes would be, you'd have authorities less likely to react in time to stop it, right? I mean, this is something that just popped into my brain. So, I mean, it could, I think a large consensus of people are not agreeing, but thinking this feels like a setup for something. This feels like a setup for something that's coming. Whether, like Johnny Ko says, like, see how we'll react for a fake alien invasion, some Project Bluebeam crap. Who knows? But the fact that they're so secretive about it is just bizarre. So there's obviously some sort of explanation. The government, there's no way they don't know who is responsible for this. And they're not telling us. So it's, the whole thing's freaking annoying. It's frustrating. So you got let's go over to Ashton Forbes. This is, I think he recorded this video, like holding his camera up, watching his TV, but this is a Pentagon spokesperson the other day, and I got it. And they said, nothing to see here, basically. Actually, so this is right after that congressman, I don't remember from what state he came from, but he said this is an Iranian mothership launching these drones every night. Ironically, Iran, the last country on, old George Bush's list of companies that we want to overthrow their government and install our own leaders. What was it? Iraq, Lebanon, Syria, Libya. I think it was 7 countries total, and Iran was on the list. And that's like the last country that we haven't had our CIA do a regime change in. So congressman comes out, says, it's a mothership. It's an Iranian mothership. It just sounds so ridiculous. And they're launching drones at us. And then the Pentagon immediately comes out, like within an hour of when I saw that congressman say that, the Pentagon comes out and they're like, nope, there's no evidence of that. Nothing to see here, basically. So this is from Ashton Forbes posted this.
The Republican from New Jersey was just on the air saying that Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones, and that mothership is off the coast of the east coast of the United States. Is there any truth to that?
There is not any truth to that. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States. No.
Well, now I think there is.
From New Jersey was just on the air saying that Iran launched a mothership probably about a month.
All right. So no mothership, apparently. So let's keep going here. Yeah, and I mean, I didn't believe him saying that at all. It's an Iranian mothership, because it's like, okay, what are they going to blame on Iran to justify bombing the hell out of them and doing regime change in Iran again. So, north side, the Iranian mothership, Pete Grabber, all the countries that had independent banking. Good call. Yeah, it was Muammar Gaddafi wanted to start his own currency, right? That was one of the things. And yeah. Oh yeah, and Saddam wanted to as well. Yeah, wanted to get off the petrodollar. Yeah, good call. You're right, Pete Grabber. Okay, let's keep going here. Let's go over to. Oh yeah, I posted this. So, this was weird. I clipped this because it was just like, really? Are you serious? She says the Pentagon, they can't shoot him down because that's actually up to local law enforcement. Oh, crap. It's doing it again. I did this last stream. So I lose audio, so I got to keep going back and forth here. Johnny KO. How can we just lose track of nuclear warheads supposedly heading to the States from Ukraine, allegedly? I don't think that is the case. I saw an article floating around that was talking about the all the broken arrows that we've had in the past few decades or whatever, and some of those I think came from the old Soviet Union out of Ukraine, and they didn't know where they went. But this isn't something recent, and because Ukraine currently they don't have drones. have nukes, and ironically, because we told them to denuclearize and we would protect them from Russia. So that's part of this whole, they're not part of NATO, but we're still supposed to protect them from Russia type thing. That whole thing's hairy. So let's go back to the same Pentagon spokesperson. She says, it's not up to us. It's up to local law enforcement to shoot them down. So if I lose audio at some point on the videos, you guys just let me know, because, this is a low budget show. It's get pretty wonky around here sometimes.
Congressman Jeff Andrew, he says that the drones in New Jersey should be shot down. Is there any reason not to bring down these drones to figure out what they are?
Well, that's a decision for local law enforcement. If a drone or any activity is a threat to military installations, they always have the right for self-defense, and they can engage to respond to any potential risks. But with some of the drone activity or activities that you're referring to, there was not a threat to any military installation, so they didn't feel the need to engage.
Congressman Jeff.
That whole thing just sounds ridiculous to me, but. Okay, whatever you say. Casey Martin, Operation Timber Sycamore. Yeah, that was the Obama era CIA crap that they tried to do in Syria, but Russia got Bashar al-Assad's back, so it actually failed. And they say funding the rebels. We're funding the rebels to overthrow the Bashar al-Assad regime. It's like, no, you're funding Al-Qaeda. It's so ridiculous. They fund one group, and then that group is no longer the good guys. Then we fund the group fighting them. Yeah, that's how we're at the same time funding Israel and Hamas, lobbing bombs at each other. Well, it's more Israel leveling Gaza, but we won't go there right now. Grumpy as hell. They just want to pass the new control bill. Well, yeah. So yeah, what is it? What is it that they're going to pass? Are they going to try to pass some bill that says you can't fly drones at night? You can't fly drones above a certain height. But these already aren't like recreational drones. So, yeah, I don't know what they plan on doing. I don't know what they're doing, man. The whole thing is suspect as hell. So this is from MJ Truth Ultra. And, yeah, it goes to that whole nuclear thing. So he says, drone mystery solved? No, it's not. Everyone is sharing the first graphics, and here, this is the graphic that he's talking about. So this has been floating around. This is from the US NRC, and it's talking about this missing nuclear device that they can't find. And everybody's like, they lost a nuke, but apparently not. It's this. So he says, everyone is sharing the first graphic stating that nuclear material has gone missing from as the reason drones are flying around. Yes, the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission reported radioactive material was lost in New Jersey. Reality? What it was a GE-68 pin source for a Eckerd and Ziegler model HEGL-0132, which was lost during shipping for disposal. This is utilized to calibrate PET scanner systems used as a transmission standard to provide a tissue density correction to permit accurate diagnostic scanning of patients. So like MRI shit. The material contains less than Category 3 level radioactive material. Sources that are less than IAEA Category 3 sources are either sources that are very unlikely to cause permanent injury to individuals or contain a very small amount of radioactive material that would not cause any permanent injury. If you stood next to it naked for a year, you would absorb 10 millisieverts, I don't know how to pronounce that word, 1/100th equivalent to a normal CT scan. So it's nothing. People are either knowingly sharing these things trying to confuse the public, or they just don't read what the hell they're posting for clicks. Be very careful who you're getting your info from. And I just searched nuclear radiation map last night. First thing that pops up, click on it, I go to a map, and it shows you like hotspots or whatever. I don't know anything about this yet, so I'm looking like all over the country, and then first I went to the East Coast and I looked over New Jersey, and I saw like the highest reading was 700. It was in red, and it was right in Central Park. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what the hell is going on? And I didn't even take a screenshot of it. I took a picture of my computer because I did it on my computer. And I just, it's funny because my posts don't, every single thing I post doesn't go viral. In fact, it's like it doesn't even happen that often. I don't get huge engagement, but this one went banana balls. I just said, hey, it's 700 high, I just put it out there, shut it out, and then I start looking into it myself, and the comments just start flooding in, and everybody's like, they launched a nuke. It's in Central Park. I was like, oh shit, what did I start? So, guilty as charged of the same thing. And then I find out that website apparently is just, it's like anybody can upload information to it. It's like the Wikipedia of radar or nuclear detection. So anybody with a Geiger counter can go out, take a reading, and then upload it to that website. So, can't take it too seriously, or you got to sort of take the information with a grain of salt. But all right, so this is that drone they found in New York. You guys see this? Change to make it a little bigger here. Let's see. All right, you guys see this? See the size of this drone? I'll make it bigger. There we go. Look at this. It's freaking huge. Well, it's like, 5 feet in diameter, 4.5 feet in diameter, depending on how tall that guy is. And it's not a quadcopter, but it's he's holding it backwards. So we're looking at the top of it. And somebody in the comments posted a picture of something very similar that has this big giant camera mounted on the bottom of it. And I think those are used for like sporting events or filming movies or something like that. But why was this floating around in the sky above New Jersey at night? Like, what the hell? What's that up to? So this is from Breaking 911. NYPD finds a huge drone in Brooklyn belonging to a research product development company called Amogy. And they are like these climate change people. So like green energy people, I should say. So here's a video of it. This is from Roz Alerts. So same thing. New York police recovered a massive drone abandoned in the Brooklyn Navy Yard. Abandoned. Okay. The video shows NYPD officer holding the large aircraft, which appears to measure over 5 feet in diameter. Officers found the drone on a sidewalk after responding to an email tip. During the investigation, a passerby mentioned working in the building housing the drone's manufacturer, Amagi. Amagi CEO Sing-Hoon Woo later confirmed the drone belonged to the company, explaining that it had been left on the sidewalk after a company party about a month ago. This comes amid reports of thousands of unidentified drone sightings along the East Coast. So, okay. I mean, that could just very well be the explanation. Yeah, we left it on the sidewalk. I mean, you guys are just all freaked out about drones right now, so that's why this is such a big deal. But let's watch the video. All right, so cops think it's just as funny, but whatever. Very interesting. Keep going here. Oh, come on. Sorry, folks. Technical difficulties. All right. Fucking hell. Sorry, folks. All right. I don't even need to share my screen for this one. So apparently, another drone discovered on an airfield. This is from Nantucket Memorial Airport in Nantucket Island, Massachusetts. Remember the show Wings? You guys remember the TV show Wings? It's a good show. I used to watch it when I was a kid. That was filmed in, well, it was supposed to take place in Nantucket. So maybe it's the same airport that Wings was based out of. Nantucket, Massachusetts, December 16th, 2024. At approximately 7:30 on Sunday, December 15th, airport operations staff recovered a drone from the airfield. The drone was discovered on an area of pavement reserved for safe operation of aircraft. The discovery was immediately reported to the Federal Aviation Administration and Transportation Security Administration. Federal agency staff will lead the initial investigation. The small multi-rotor drone is readily available online and weighs under a half pound. If used recreationally, it may require FAA registration. Flights were not impacted, and there were no reported threats to the aircraft. Drone operations should avoid flying near airports and must receive an airspace authorization prior to operation. For more information on airspace and flying restrictions, please download the blah, 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 blah. All right, so small drone, probably just somebody wandered into the airspace they weren't supposed to be in. So let's keep going here. Now, this one was weird, though. So I actually got to share my screen for this one. This is from Nick Sorter. This is out of Patterson Air Force Base. So this one was definitely interesting. Let's see here. Yeah, I haven't seen any comments from X yet. If you guys are watching over on X, drop something in the comments so I know my chat's working over there. All right, let's go over to Nick Sorter here on X. So this is audio from Patterson Air Force Base, Wright Patterson Air Force Base, and they had to shut it down. They had to shut that shit down. They had to shut down Patterson Air Force Base. So don't need to be on that screen. It's just audio. There's no video on this. So let's listen in. This is this is like the flight tower, whatever those people, air traffic controller. Sorry, that's the word for him. Talking to a pilot that's coming in and saying, yeah, we had to shut the base down.
Patterson Tower, Med Flight 8, 1,900 feet, about 7 miles southwest of the field, like transition here, Delta Northeast bound.
Med Flight 8 Patterson Tower, use extreme caution for heavy UAS movement on the base. Security forces is handling the situation. Suggest at or above 1,700 AGL.
That we will maintain 2,000 on our transition for Med Flight 8.
And I gotta keep the lights down so that security forces can see.
Roger that, no problem.
Position approved, sir.
Approved, Med Flight 8.
Med Flight 8 Tower.
Ahead for Med Flight 8.
Hey, sir, you're still approved through our Class Delta. After you leave, Columbus is going to sterilize the Class Delta as of 0330 Zulu. Patterson Class Delta is closed after your transition.
I'm sorry about that. You got stepped on by other traffic. Can you say again?
Yes, sir. Your transition is still approved. However, Patterson Class Delta is sterilized as of 0330 Zulu for heavy unknown UAS activity. Security Forces is handling it, and Columbus is going to sterilize the airspace after you leave the Delta.
Roger that. No problem. Thank you.
So yeah, that's weird.
All aircraft use extreme caution. Patterson Class Delta is now closed for heavy UAS activity.
Patterson Air Force Base closed because of heavy UAV activity. So what is that? Unauthorized aerial vehicles, I guess. I guess that's what it would be. So I guess Trump tried to fly somewhere today. He was going to fly somewhere today, and he didn't because of the drone situation. I don't know if that's because there was drones actively flying over the airport he was going to fly out of, or if it was just because he's like, hell no, I ain't flying. There's too many drones in the sky. So I don't know. I had something pulled up on that, but I lost it. So this is a longer video. I kind of want to play the whole clip just because. Unmanned aerial vehicle. Thank you, Casey Martin. I appreciate it. Yeah, so this is from, I thought Brett Baer was on Fox Business. Okay, this is from Fox News Channel, but Brett Baer, I actually kind of like Brett Baer. He's been around forever, and I've always kind of liked Brett Baer. He's somewhat fair. So yeah, it's a longer video, and I think this is with John Kirby, that douchebag, and they are just talking about the drone situation. Kirby's probably just like, yep, we don't know what it is. No clue. Can't shoot it down. Not a threat to anybody. Probably. This is probably a long 6-minute video of them saying that bullshit. So let's see if I lose audio right when I switch. Yep, of course. So sorry, super annoying, but gotta do this again. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? Say hi in the chat. I get lonely. Yep, like the show, share, all that good stuff. Okay, let's keep going here. All right, let's listen to what Brett Baer has to say with that turd John Kirby.
Joining us now to talk about these mysterious drones flying over parts of the U.S. White House National Security Communications Advisor, retired Admiral John Kirby. John, thanks for being here. You hear all of these officials. You've heard a lot of concern, a lot of coverage. Where are you tonight on this?
As we look at the information we've got, Brett, and we've now examined
nice scarf, you douche.
Some 5,000 different sightings. We've added detection capabilities, additional observers.
Oh, geez. Sorry, guys.
As you and I stand here today, to date, our assessment is that this is lawful, legal, commercial, hobbyist, and even law enforcement.
Right, you know what? I'm going to refresh this.
Aircraft activity. Some of it's manned, some of it's unmanned. We absolutely.
Sorry, folks. I don't want to keep doing that. So you heard him right there saying it's hobbyist, some of it's manned, some of it's unmanned, some of it's recreational, some of it's probably just cops. Nothing to see here. These massive swarms of drones where they're all like the exact same drone, it looks like, in big groups coming off the sea. Yeah, it's nothing to worry about, just hobbyists and shit like that. Okay, John Kirby. Yeah. It's the same guy.
The U.S. White House National Security Communications Advisor.
Oh, God. Is he going to do it again?
Retired Admiral. A lot of them. There was a reporter the other day that saw 50 coming from the coast at one, like, pack. I know when you first came out, you said that most of these are manned. Can you concede that maybe most of these are not manned?
Well, I said was at the time, and this was Thursday, when we were not as informed as we are today based on the resources we have applied to the problem set. I said many of the reported sightings we believe to be manned aircraft. That was true when we said it on Thursday. We still believe, Brett, that some of these are in fact manned aircraft. I couldn't give you a breakdown of what percentage, but we do believe that still some of these sightings are in fact manned aircraft. We also acknowledge.
What does he mean we do believe? How do you not know exactly what these things are? Seriously, with the level of technology that we have right now and the level of technology that we don't even know is available, that only the government has, how in hell could they possibly not know what's been going on since the middle of November? And it's massive swarms. This isn't like a drone here, a drone there. They know exactly what's going on. This guy's lying through his fucking teeth right now. Pardon my French.
That a lot of them are unmanned aircraft. But again, our assessment to date, given all the work that we've done, the FBI, state and local officials, that these are legal and lawful drones flying for the common good.
Okay, the Homeland Security Secretary said over the weekend
good,
that
you guys.
right now they don't have any foreign involvement, criminal activity. We don't see them as a national security concern. How can you get to that point? How can you get to that conclusion with what you're seeing?
Because we've done the analysis. We've done the detection and the analysis. We've corroborated.
So wait, hold on. We don't know what they are. We think some of them might be recreational, some of them might be cops, but they're not the threat to anybody because we've done the analysis. We don't know what they are, but we've done the analysis to conclude that they're not a threat. We don't know what they are, but they're certainly not a threat. Okay. Like the gaslighting is just, it's infuriating.
At the sightings, and in every case that we have examined to date, we have seen nothing that indicates a public safety risk. There are drones flying over the skies of the United States every single night,
Okay, so again, this goes back to my tinfoil theory that just popped into my brain while I was doing this stream. If you normalize drones, don't worry about all these drones flying around all over the place, dozens at a time, up to 50 at a time. No big deal, not a threat to anybody. Then all of a sudden you slip in one that is a threat. You're normalizing drones flying around where they weren't flying around before, big ass drones. Then all of a sudden, what is to stop somebody from taking this exact model drone that's flying around every night and attaching I don't even want to say the word because I don't want to get suspended on YouTube or whatever, but attaching some sort of a device that goes boom and dropping it somewhere, especially if they're flying over military bases. This is insane. The normalization of car-sized drones just hovering around in the sky every night, not a threat, no big deal. We're the government of the most powerful nation in the world, and we're just telling you it's fine. Don't worry. This is the Chinese air balloon situation all over again. No, this isn't okay, John Kirby. I think most of the people in New Jersey aren't okay with it. If they know who it was, if they were like, yeah, they're hobbyists and they got these big ass drones now, if they knew that, they might be like, okay, whatever. But no, I get annoyed when I see people flying drones around my house. I don't like it, but whatever. Nobody's buying this shit. He's lying through his teeth in his fancy little scarf that's tucked into his jacket.
Day, and we've seen nothing in and around New Jersey that should give the people.
Johnny KO, where are you?
People on the ground there concerns for their safety for this activity, and we've seen nothing working with the Department of Defense as well that indicates a foreign adversary actor involved or any kind of pernicious national security threat. Now there have been some drone sightings, I think, as you know, over some military bases. We're obviously looking at that. That is a different.
There was that video floating around a couple of days ago that showed a naval base in New Jersey that was firing automatic weapons with tracer rounds. You guys saw that one, right? I don't know if it's been verified, but they're saying, oh, this is just a military exercise was the explanation. And then it just sort of disappeared and everybody stopped talking about it. It's like, wait a minute, that's a drone. firing tracer rounds. Like, okay, so whatever. Johnny KO. Oh, Kyle? That's funny. What the hell? There's drones flying around. There's drones flying around freaking south side San Jose? Are you serious? You know what? Somebody said they were flying around the Santa Cruz Mountains last night too. So I don't know. Shit's getting weird. My buddy Dale up in Oregon, out in the sticks, he posted. It looked like the exact same drone too, with it was a big ass drone with orange and red lights. So what the hell?
Different category, and DOD has different authorities to deal with that. But again, we've also seen no disruption of operations at our bases in New Jersey either from any of this.
Okay, here's the president-elect today.
They know where it came from and where it went. And for
He makes me laugh so much, just the way he talks.
some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense.
What's your answer to that?
Well, I think it goes back to the first question you asked me, Brett. I mean, we have made an assessment based on the work we've done thus far, and our assessment is that this is lawful and legal activity, whether it's manned or unmanned.
We don't know what they are, but it's lawful and legal, and they're not a threat, according to our analysis. Nah, fuck you, Kirby.
Again, we see no indication of a national security or public safety risk.
Okay, but there are so many of them, John.
Assessment.
There are so many of them, John. If this was happening over Delaware, Rehoboth Beach, would you be a little bit more concerned? I mean, I guess the people of New Jersey wonder why it took so long to get to the point you are now. And if you see all of this, doesn't a local authority need the authority to be able to deal with it? Is it something Congress has to pass? Because they want to say, I don't want a 6 foot wide diameter refrigerator flying over my house and falling on my roof.
That's a great question, and I'm glad you asked it, Brett, because we absolutely want
scumbag.
to see congressional action.
Oh, now it's up to Congress.
The Biden administration proposed legislation for counter UAS authorities, additional authority.
And there it is. We want a law passed. There it always is. Oh yeah, that we want a law passed. Now it's up to Congress. Is that what this whole thing is? They just want to get people to stop flying drones, so they're bombarding New Jersey with drones that are freaking everybody out, just so Congress can pass a law saying you can't fly drones anymore. Is that the whole thing? Is that what all of this is about? Kirby, you scumbag. That's a great question, Brett, and I'm glad you asked it. Oh, how many times have you heard a politician say those exact freaking words?
To close some of the gaps and seams that you're talking about, not only between our own agencies here in the federal government, but the gaps that exist between us and state and local authorities. We absolutely want to see that legislation.
When they start talking with their hands, doing the Gavin Newsom hand gestures and shit like that, you know they're lying.
And President Biden's calling for a bipartisan task force on Capitol Hill to do exactly that, to try to
Biden ain't calling for shit. Biden is in a coma.
Some legislative remedies. I think everybody, and I think we all understand this, Brett. I mean, we're in a new ecosystem in terms of unmanned aircraft in this country. Again, all legal and lawful and doing the right thing for the public good, but it's a brand new ecosystem.
Not only are they legal and lawful, you guys, they're doing it for the public good. You hear that? John Kirby is reassuring you. You guys think Joe Biden even knows what a drone is? Do you think he could explain what a drone is? They fly around unmanned.
System. There are more systems flying, more purposes over more cities than ever before. And the authorities and the gaps and seams that those authorities don't give us have not kept up with that ecosystem. And so we want to see that driving forward.
All right, last thing. You don't see any linkage between the number of that this is all tied together in one thing. You think these are all different elements and different kinds of drones, not with one company, not with the military, not with the DOE, Department of Energy. You don't say that they're looking for some nuclear material. You say these are all different flying objects, some of them manned, some not.
This is what I like Brett Baer. He asks actual good questions.
Assessment to date is that, Brett, that this is a collection of law enforcement, hobby commercial drones, and of course civil aviation aircraft that have caused all these sightings. And it's not attributable to an actor for a purpose. And again, I want to stress to your viewers, we don't see anything that indicates a national security or a public safety threat. The last thing I'll say, Brett, and I appreciate the time you're giving me, is this is an ongoing investigation. We're still working our way through this. Sightings continue to come in. We've taken them all seriously, and we'll continue to look at this. And if we learn more, if we know more, certainly if we find something that's contradictory to what we believe today, I'll be right up here on your show talking about it.
And we will have you on right away. John, we appreciate the time.
Freaking douchebag. You can't just go onto Amazon and buy giant car-sized drones. Just hobbyists, guys, law enforcement. Then why is law enforcement saying we don't know what the hell these are? This whole thing is ridiculous. I mean, he thinks we're stupid. Okay, let's so this is the screwed up things, because it's not just, you're getting the whole the UAP psyop thing going on too, and you're getting weird things being reported in the sky. And this is a picture. I don't need audio for this, so that's fine. I lost audio again. But this is a weird thing that like a news agency recorded, and it's the floating orb in the sky. Do you guys see this one yet? So this is the. I'm gonna make this bigger. I want to get bigger. That's what she said. Sorry guys, my internet sucks. I get too many tabs up and my internet's crap. Come on, you can do it. So you guys saw this floating around, right? Let me go full screen. So this isn't some like backyard photo. This is a news camera recording this on a tripod. Now, Tim Pool says, oh, it's just, they're recording like a star or something, and the camera's doing funny things because it can't like pick up the full light spectrum or something like that. This is, whatever. This was recorded by a news station. I can't remember what news station, and they reported on it. They were like, yeah, we don't know what it is. This weird floating orb thing in the sky. We just don't know what it is. And make this a little bigger. Northside, you can't stream that much gay porn, coach. My bad. I know. I probably got I have a Macintosh. Macintosh. What a boomer. I got a MacBook, so can't get any viruses on this computer. Let's see. Okay, can you guys see that? It's like, what the hell is that? What the hell is this thing? It's just freaking weird. All right, enough of this. I'm gonna actually close some tabs because my internet's so slow right now. Okay, let me close this one. This one. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna try and see if I get things to work a little better here. All right, let's keep going. So, okay. So this is a thread that was going viral. I don't even really need to share it on screen. I can just read it to you guys. So that's what I'll do here. So, and this is from some like little account, Jersey Futures, anonymous account. So take this with a grain of salt. But this was posted by a larger account. Well, not even that much larger than Jersey Futures. It's Scarlet_Noza. Red Hat is her handle. And she says, okay, so this guy Jersey Futures account was deleted, but there are some screenshots of his post floating around about the drones over New Jersey. This might explain the alien sounds on FM radios that have also been reported. That's the thing too. People are driving around, they look up, they see these drones, and then their radio starts going all wonky. So, something so weird. All right. So this is from Jersey Futures, small account. They said it was deleted, but it's back. You can go to it. Just Jersey Futures on Twitter. He says, I'm one of a few groups of people who know exactly what the drones are in New Jersey. This tweet will go into the void as I have no followers, but I'll share it anyway. Please retweet for reach. 1 of 11. What you're seeing are American-made HPGE nuclear detector drones. They can detect presence of gamma rays miles away, but what is a gamma ray? That'd be the stuff we attribute to radiation, electromagnetic waves that penetrate you and cause cancer. They penetrate you. I'm not going to make any jokes. HPGE drones are built to inspect nuclear sites, but these ones aren't. And it continues. Go to the next screenshot. Okay, it's the same thing. Sorry. So these ones aren't. It skips down to, in the late 2000s, the DoD needed a response to the threat of dirty bombs from ISIS coming into our ports in New York and New Jersey. They've been stocking up on these drones for a while. Some were deployed by Ukraine when Russia threatened to use dirty bombs. They look weird because they're heavy and they have giant cryo coolers mounted and giant horn antennas to communicate on MM wave frequencies that can be jammed. This is where I come in. The technology these drones use have few suppliers, both for MM wave equipment and the high purity germanium. Okay. The same suppliers that are the backbone of my industry. So what are they doing? Collecting information in how the public will react, a psyop, or testing their ability to sweep a port city like New York for dirty bombs? Keep going. Jersey was chosen because we're the closest port city to New York, and New York would be too dense for reliable MM wave comms. But why is the DoD silent? Again, because in a scenario we have a threat of a dirty bomb and the public doesn't know yet. The DoD needs to know how the public would react if they were deployed to sweep a city. What many don't realize is Ukraine is the reason we're here. That was the first time we deployed them in a, he said weird. That was the first time we deployed them in a combat zone, but make no mistake, they're for protecting our homeland, as DoD bought hundreds and thousands to act as swarms capable of sweeping a city. I'm sorry for all the typos. I'm on a train. Okay. Thanks for apologizing for that, because I was getting a little tripped up. Go to the next one. Okay, I'm sorry for all the typos. I'm on a train. I just had to get this off my chest, as all day I'm hearing people genuinely afraid of the drones when they should be in awe of the capabilities we have as a country to keep us safe. And for the nerds who know a bit about what I'm talking about, they took a glance. I'm sorry, my eyes get tired of this small text. Took a close-up of the drones. They operate in a grid, both to sweep areas, but also because comms are drone in a mesh network. Because when a mesh network is, it's like you guys familiar with Sonos? Sonos uses a mesh network. Sonos is like they're like portable speakers that you can use, but they're not Bluetooth. Each device that you put in your house, it like relays the signal. The more devices you have, the easier it is for them to talk. It's like it's going to talk to the next device, which talks to the next device, and so on. So the more devices there are, the tighter of a mesh network they create. Work as a mesh network operating at 200 gigahertz, which is very directional and needs bulky horn antennas mounted. Should note, not a military expert, but spent all of my career as an RF engineer. Okay. We're only hired in military, telecom, and finance. Let's go to the next one. What the hell? So it cuts off his last one. Finance. We're only hired in military, telecom, and finance. I'm speculating that is just a drill, and I can't see the rest. It's cut off. Okay, so then there's a screenshot of this. I think this is the same guy that posted it. I think it's a Petrodynamics XP-4 trans-wing drone. I should have pulled this up. Maybe I will. You know what? Can I? Maybe I should look this up. There's videos of it on YouTube. I think it's a Pterodynamics XP4 transwing drone. Note the stubby nose, straight side wings, a long tail with dual forking fins, visible in the first Twitter/X vid on original posters at 19 seconds. The Pterodynamics XP4 is being developed for the U.S. Navy as a recon and logistics drone capable of picking up and dropping off packages between land and a moving ship, including in high seas and high winds. This sounds like the Palantir shit. As the name suggests, it's a transwing design. So you guys know what I'm referencing. If you watch the Army-Navy game, which I didn't, I just saw the commercial. And if you don't know about Palantir, Palantir played a commercial in the middle of the Army-Navy game. I guess that makes sense. It's defense, but it's kind of a freaky commercial. But Palantir is it's created by Peter Thiel and somebody else. I can't remember the name of the CEO. And for the first 5 years of Palantir's existence, their only client was the CIA. And it started off as just this giant data dragnet that, all of your devices and all of your apps collect location information, browser history, freaking purchases, all that shit, and then they can sell all of that data. Well, Palantir buys it all up, and then guess what? CIA buys it from them. So, it goes back to all the Edward Snowden NSA shit. They're like, yeah, they're collecting all your data. Anyway, that's Palantir. But this drone sounds like Palantir shit. As the name suggests, it's a transwing design which transitions between quadcopter and fixed wing modes in both long-range flight and VTOL capabilities, so it can hover pretty much at will. Officially, it has been 1 hour flight. It has a 1 hour flight time at max payload, but could have been upgraded. It's about 13 feet wide by 6 feet long, about the dimensions of a compact SUV, consistent with witness statements. And its flight path, which he post a link here for, leads directly from the coast up to northern New Jersey, and wouldn't you know it, right where most of them are commonly seen. We find Joint Base McGuire DIX Lakehurst, home of the Naval Air Warfare Center Aircraft Division, whose whole job is research, test, and support aircraft for Navy combat operations. Okay. This also explains why it's apparently every night and how it's sticking around for so long. It literally has a home base to swap batteries all night long. And why are they not talking about them? It's their drones, and they don't want to advertise. TL ;DR. At least some of the New Jersey drones, most likely experimental VTOL drones, being tested out by the Navy, likely running nighttime training missions between NAWCAD Lakehurst and the Navy ship offshore. So that kind of, it sort of wraps things up in a nice little package, doesn't it? So continues, the exact reason why FM radio stations are receiving signals from drones isn't definitively known. It's likely a combination of incidental electromagnetic interference and the broader mystery surrounding these drone sightings. The ongoing investigation aimed to clarify these anomalies, but as of now, the situation remains unsolved. So, possible indirect effects, front-end overload, harmonics or spurious emissions. Drones near FM towers. There have been numerous reports of drones flying near sensitive infrastructure, including FM towers in New Jersey. These drones have been observed in various countries, with some reports indicating they fly in coordinated formations and can be quite large, up to 6 feet diameter, according to Assemblywoman Dawn Fantasia after a briefing with Homeland Security. Okay, so if you got a giant mesh network flying around next to radio transmission towers, that would explain the interference as well. That's weird. Interference or intentional signals, potential for interference. So I'm not going to read all that, but this is just things that are saying that could be like side effects of the drones, if you will. Investigations and speculations. Authorities, including the FBI, Homeland Security, and local law enforcement, are investigating these drones' activities. There's speculation and concern about the purpose of these drones, ranging from benign to potentially malicious activities like surveillance or testing systems. No conclusive evidence has been released regarding the source or intent behind the drone activities or their specific interaction with FM signals. Public and official response. The situation has led to public unease and calls for action, including demands for a state of emergency for the military to intervene by shooting the drones down. However, no direct threat has been officially confirmed by authorities like Governor Phil Murphy or the White House, who have emphasized there is no threat to public safety at this time. Okay. She says, let's see if there's a picture of this drone. I thought there was a picture of the drone, but I don't have that. Okay. So she says, to summarize, this could be a part of a complex operation possibly linked to military and homeland security advancements. These stealthy drones, first deployed in Ukraine, are now being tested or used domestically for capabilities including urban sweeps for the threats like dirty bombs, using high-frequency 200 gigahertz mesh networks for communications. The drones operating might cause FM signal interference due to their advanced technology, which could be for testing the interaction with existing communication systems as part of a broader security or emergency response drill. Public reactions range from fear to awe, reflecting a gap between the technology perceived and actual purpose. The underlying narrative suggests these drones are not just for combat, but could be pivotal in enhancing national security measures, possibly indicating a shift towards more integrated technology, advanced defense strategies. Okay. It's just that explains things pretty well. Okay, so here's here's a video of the drone they're talking about. So let me share this. Let me close that. Okay, so this is let me share this really quick with you guys. Let's see. North side, you can stream that. Okay, I already read that. Peak grabber in the U.S., you need a license if it weighs more than 55. Okay, a half pound. Okay, that makes sense. And that's the size of the drone that they found over there in Nantucket. Okay, so this is the drone he was referring to. The Palantir Dynamics XP4 Transwing. So, it's like the Osprey. Like I said earlier, it could change direction of its propellers, basically. So let's watch this video really quick.
At Terradynamics, we believe that advanced air mobility can change the world for the better. We founded Terradynamics.
Okay, so that's what it looks like. You guys saw that? So just like the Osprey, it can take off like a quadcopter, and then its wings change direction to a forward propelled airplane type thing. Okay, let's keep going. So this is the commercial that they played. I don't know if there's audio here, I probably will. Let's see. So this is the commercial they played during the Army-Navy game. And this is Palantir, the company that I trust least in the entire world. This is why I don't trust Elon. This is why I don't trust JD Vance. Their relationship to Peter Thiel and Peter Thiel's Palantir, whose number one client was the CIA. So this is the commercial that Palantir played during the Army-Navy game. Pretty freaky if you ask me. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, you guys. All right, let's keep going. Almost done with the drone stuff. Man, we're going to talk about this for an hour and 10 minutes. All right, I'm probably not even going to get into the California stuff tonight. I'll do a stream tomorrow since I basically already have it set up. A bunch of California stuff that I want to talk about. So this is what I posted yesterday. Last night, I just went on this website that is like a radiation map, and you can go to anywhere in the world on the map, and it shows like radiation readings. Again, it's like the Wikipedia of radiation readings, apparently. But everybody got super pissed that I'm like spreading fake news. But I even wrote, is a radiation reading of C100 CPM high? Because that's what this map is showing over Central Park in New York right now. And that's what I posted last night, and it's got like 1 million views. A bunch of people are super pissed off that I posted this, and the website kept crashing after I posted this, probably because tons of people were going to the website at the same time, and it was getting way too much traffic that it could handle. And you could see in my screenshot, it still shows loading because it takes forever to load. And I had this set for last week. It's got a drop down menu. You can do it like all time, last month, last week, last 24 hours. I selected last week, and it showed this 700 reading right here in Central Park. A bunch of people are saying there's a bunch of exposed granite. Anybody with a Geiger counter can upload this information. So it's probably a nothing burger, but it was strange. And I should have the website pulled up, that all of the locations that have like red readings, the vast majority of them are right around the New Jersey and New York area. So I just thought that was kind of suspicious, kind of weird, but whatever, is what it is. I don't know what to make of it. Let's see what Trump has to say about all this stuff, shall we? What the heck's going on here? Theo's looking methed out. Is he? Yeah, I didn't trust him when he was on Joe Rogan. He just had a rambling interview with somebody that I watched too that was sort of like, what the hell? But yeah, I don't know if this is streaming on X. This is it might not be. I don't know. Anyway, keep going. You guys, if you're watching, hit that like button. I'd much appreciate it. Share, repost, all that kind of good stuff. All right, let's see what else Trump has to say about this. I hope I didn't play this video already. So let's go to this. Oh, lost audio. Go back. Trump is hilarious. So let's see what he has to say about the drone situation. It's funny that he called for him to be shot down. So I could say what they are or shoot him down, is basically what he was saying. So let's go over to Clandestine here on the X platform and listen to this 1-minute Trump video.
Can you comment on the drones flying around New Jersey ports? It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows, and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, they happen to be over Bedminster. Want to know the truth? They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
Have you been?
Huh. Well, that's weird. Doesn't seem like he's received an intelligence briefing on the drone situation, but yeah, okay. So that's the whole drone situation, guys. That's all I got. I don't know what's happening. I have no clue. So that whole radiation thing, mesh network stuff, maybe conducting drills, that kind of makes sense, and that kind of looks like the drones that are being spotted. The large XP4 pterodynamics or whatever it was drone. It looks like, I mean, yeah, that's, to me, that explanation makes sense, but who knows what the hell is going on. All we can do is speculate because the government won't tell us, but they obviously know what's going on. So that is all I got for tonight, folks. My throat's getting raspy, so I'm gonna call that one. I'm gonna call it a night. That is all I got. I'll be back tomorrow night. I'll do I got a show where there's a bunch of California stuff that I want to talk about. I might do a show every night this week because there's a bunch of things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the P. Diddy stuff, the Jay-Z, LeBron, all that. I want to talk about the woke right, James Lindsay on his little woke right rampage that he's talking about. I was going to talk about the Luigi, whatever his name is, situation, shooting the United Healthcare CEO deal. I might talk a little bit about that. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff that I want to get into. So Syria, I want to talk about Syria. So all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow night. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Casey Martin, Northside, Pete Grabber, Kyle, awesome. Thanks for hanging out. Grumpy as hell. What else we got here? Hallucinate, Steve Stolick. I think I got all you guys. Yep, Terry Wallace. Thank you guys all for hanging about. All right, yep, that is all I got. Oh no. Okay. I thought I lost it. You know how we do it. Before we get out of here, got to tell a joke from the greatest book ever written, The Truth About Chuck Norris. Let's see. What do we have tonight? I haven't done this in a while. Okay. All right. Here we go. This is okay. Chuck Norris joke of the evening. Here it is, folks. Chuck Norris does not have normal male nipples. He has a Dodge Ram hood ornament on each pec, and both Rams blow smoke out of their noses each and every time he pumps Christy Brinkley. And on that note, stay CaliBased.